123 LLC.
They have friction with the agent, BREO agent, saying that.
Sometimes the banks don't like changing the names. So a lot of the times what I'm doing now is I'm writing up properties under a living trust. Anybody's name. Britney Spears LL Trust. No, I don't really use that. Anybody's name. Every property needs to have a different name. But write up, if you're going to write up 10 offers, just write up 10 first names and last names, living trusts. These are not land trusts, they're living trusts. And what happens is the ownership of the trust is completely hidden and protected until you open escrow. So in the process, when they're finally negotiating and you're hearing that the bank is working with your offer and your offer alone, you know that you're getting close to approval. You can start putting your feelers out there for which cash buyer wants that property and how they want their name to be on title. So then what you do is you write up the trust, you either write up the trust in their name, because you don't provide the trust to them until you're in escrow. So the trust at that point can then be written up in their name, or you sell the rights to that trust. Now that trust owns the rights to that property. So you're selling that trust for your assignment fee. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the trust is, once it's closed escrow, then he puts it in his LLC.
Yeah, so then he can, if he, once he closes escrow, wants it to hold title a different way, then he changes it once he closes. But I am nowhere part of that transaction, so it's 100% his, he's completely protected, he's not worried about why my name's involved anywhere. I'm not. I've stepped completely outside of the agreement.
Is your original living trust an actual one, or is it just something you make up?
What do you mean?
Well, you said you start off by putting it in a living trust so that you can then assign it?
Yeah.
Is that living trust, does it really exist, or is it something that you're creating as you go?
I create it as I go. Because
Okay.
if let's say I put in 10 offers. Now, I used to have a 95% success rate. The agents that work for me have about a 60% success rate. So if I write up 10 offers, I'm not going to I'm not going to create 10 trusts. I'm going to create the trust when I hear that I have the property. So I'm just telling on my offer, like the one I just got accepted that I shared with you guys for $92,000, it was the Jean Baker Living Trust. So I did not actually create the trust until the bank came back and said, we accept your offer, and then they started to submit their addendums and everything to me. Then I went to my attorney and said, can you please write up our living trust? Now, once you have, if you guys don't have a living trust, I would say most of you probably do. If you don't have one, it costs about $1,000 to set up. And once you have one, all you have to do is go in and change the name on it, and you can use it again and again and again. The template is essentially the same. So
once it's set up,
once it's set up, you're good.
then you just pick names.
You just change the names.
Really?
Yeah. And you know what? I gotta say this, and it's really funny, but it's true. The names of people I really like a lot that were amazing, good, really great people, I get those offers accepted more frequently. I swear I do. And I don't know if there's just good energy or good karma with those, but because sometimes I use real people and sometimes I don't. So that deal I just got in San Bernardino, Jean Baker was my grandmother who just passed away. So, I don't know, it was a really good deal, and so just keep that in mind. That's, I don't know, something I use. What do we have? You guys want to see some more checks?
Sure.
Checks. We like checks. So what do we have? I can't see it on my computer. 18,065, 4,791, 12,952, 10,500. Would you guys be okay with cashing checks like this in the next? In the next 60 days?
Yes.
So here was another testimonial from a student. So you guys, we've already talked about. So I want to get into this a little bit more in detail because I haven't talked in specifics. So the reason you don't need any cash, and some of you already know this, but I'm going to go over it with those of you who don't. You don't need any cash because you're not buying the property and you're not closing on the property. You're securing the property. So when you write up an offer, you're going to have to submit an earnest money check, yes? Now this check is not really deposited into escrow you open escrow. You also do not give this check to your agent. You made a photocopy of the check and you give your agent the photocopy. So do they ever have any of your own money? No. So you never have any money out. Now, you don't need to use any of your credit because you're not getting any financing, correct? Because you're not ever closing on the property, you bring in a cash buyer and you walk out. You also don't have any office staff or any high overheads because the office staff is agents that work for you for free. Yes? Who wants to see the deal analyzer?
Yeah.
You guys don't sound that excited.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in 10 seconds, you're going to have the numbers. So, this is what it looks like. I'm going to come up here and point to some of it for you. So, right here, this is what your agent's going to do. You guys don't need to do this, but I want to show you so you guys can see how easy it makes your life. This is where the address is put in. The address, the city, the community it's in, the MLS number, the square feet, bedrooms, bathrooms, market values. Now, your agent's going to put in here the price that they're thinking about offering. They're going to ballpark the repairs, and they're going to put in their estimate for after repair value. Now your agent's able to pull all those numbers. Remember how we said in the beginning the agent's going to search the neighborhood to figure out what to buy and where to buy it? The agent's going to do that same search in that neighborhood and say, what did these houses sell for when they were standard sales? What did this house sell for when it was completely rehabbed, so that they can determine the after repair value for you? That's critical, yes? And again, you don't have to do it. It's all in the MLS, and they'll tell you exactly how much these properties are selling for. Now, your agent is going to have to get educated on how much repairs cost. If they don't already know it, they need to start meeting with contractors, or they need to do my program, because I break down exactly how much repairs on kitchens and bathrooms and electrical and AC cost in general. So they can walk into a house and go, it needs a kitchen, it needs a bathroom, it needs a heating and AC and landscaping. So based on just ballpark, it should be about 15 grand. So instantly, that's why you guys don't need to see any of the properties. It's all done for you. And so then what happens is they're going to put in the finance comps. Now the finance comps is what's determining the ARV, the after repair value. So these are all comps are from the MLS. So it's giving the proximity, the sale price, all the details. Then it's going to be the cash comps. The cash comps are everything that we looked up in the very beginning to see where the cash buyers are buying. Now the agent's doing all this for you. Now why would something like this to have, I want you guys, your involvement on this, why would this be really helpful and easy? Do you think this would be helpful when you push it out to a cash buyer to say, here's the property, this is what you can sell it for? The reason I think you can sell it for that is because of this. I'm showing you proof. The reason I'm offering it to you for this is what people are paying for it. So what happens, so you're going to enter it, now this is just for when you're sending it out to your cash buyers. Now when you're initially trying to just write up offers, you don't need to fill in these blanks. All you need to do is literally fill in these 3 numbers. And this is what happens. It auto-populates for you. You're trying to get at 60% of ARV, so what it does is it auto-populates. So if this number was, this will turn red and it'll show a negative sign. And so the agent would say, ooh, that number's a little high, I need to come down a little less. They would go in and say, well, maybe I'll offer 230. Let's see what 230 looks like. And if 230 puts them in the green or puts them around 0, they're going to say, okay, that's what we can offer. Do you see how almost instantly you can figure out how high or how low you need to offer on a property? Well, this make it really easy. It doesn't really matter what a property is listed at anymore, does it? It's like, how much can I pay for a property? Because how much can I reassign it for? How much cash is in it? Do you guys like this?
Yes.
Yeah. That's really cool, isn't it? I had a friend make that, so nobody else has that but me. You guys want to see another deal I did? What about when I did this one? I was on vacation when my agent called me. This was actually up in the high desert. I got a call from my agent. Hey, we got a property. Hold on. I know I was. Oh yeah, I remember now. So she called me to say we got the property. I called a couple investors, got it assigned in one day, and I've never seen this property either. And then came home, and then went on vacation again, up to Mammoth about 10 days later, and then she called, and then my agent called me to say, we closed, so do you want to come pick up your check from escrow, or do you want escrow to send your check to you? I've never seen the property, and I was on vacation both times. And I sat there and I thought, yeah, this is pretty cool. I literally did very little except for make a few phone calls and get on my computer, and I made the money. Now that one didn't have a huge spread, it was only $5 grand. But I was able to be on vacation. I went horseback riding with my daughter, we went to nice restaurants. I gotta just relax and have fun. Would you guys be okay with making money on vacation? So how many of you guys know right now that you could use a system like this? Okay, I'm going to show you another testimonial. I don't think the music's as crazy.
My name is Dan Swelling, the founder of Atlas Equity Partners in Akron, Ohio. I just want to take a minute and say thank you very much. We picked up the course about 7 weeks ago. The first night I got it, I stayed up all night. I watched all the videos, I read the manual. I was able to implement the strategies you taught us the very next day into my business. I trained my entire staff on tips and strategies, and it's revolutionized the way my firm does business now. The first week we had the course, we put about 5 properties under contract for wholesale, and which is not abnormal. The thing that wasn't quite so average though is we had all those deals sold, closed, and funded in 12 days. We had 5 deals closed, start to finish in 2 weeks. It's a lot faster than we're used to, but we're getting used to it. And I've already made them money back tenfold. It's been phenomenal. On those 5 deals, our gross was about $23,000. Thank you very, very much for taking the time and basically just opening up your world to us and showing us the tactics that have made you so successful. And to anybody watching this video, if you're on the fence as to pick up the course or not, you have to take action, make it happen, pick up the course right now. I don't care if you're sitting in Akron with me, if you're in Wisconsin or wherever. If we're in Akron, Ohio, we can make it happen like LeBron James could. I don't care where you are in the country. I don't care what your real estate niche is. If you can do deals with cash buyers, it's going to increase the amount of business you can do. You're going to make more money. You're going to move properties quicker. Again, thank you so, so much for everything you've done for us. You've been incredibly responsive since we bought the course. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you very soon. Thanks.
If he can do it, can you do it?
Yeah.
So the question is, will you be the next success story? Now, how many of you think if you invest $1,000 and instantly got $10,000 back, would that be a good investment?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if I offer this for $100, who would be in? Never gonna happen. Just have ass. You guys, I've been doing